They were treated like second-class citizens. It was so sad, like they would come in and just get like the bare minimum for the cat. And they'd be like, well, it's just a cat. Like they'd say stuff like that.
Yeah, just a cat? What does that mean?
And then they'd do like all this stuff for their dog. And they'd be like, the cat's good.
Welcome back to My Cat Calling, the new podcast for cat people by cat people. I'm your host, Krista Moy, and this is your co-host, Prince Gary. As promised, we're here to serve you part 2 of our Dr. Ryan Ehlinger of Los Feliz Animal Hospital interview. We had a lot of great responses from our part 1. One listener said, "Love the latest interview with Dr. Ryan. You can tell he is a good vet that cares." So glad you all enjoyed the episode. We are very lucky to have him as our vet. If you've been listening to our podcast and you like any of the episodes that we're dishing out, scratch that subscribe button, leave a comment, slide into our DMs, let us know you're there. Now it's time for our mood check. How you feeling today, Prince Gary? Yeah. Thirsty? Now it's time for our show and tell segment. This week, I'm very excited to share my new little treats that Brian gave me. They are the Mofusand collectible blind box toys. I got 3 of them. There's like these ones here with the little shark and the penguin. And then this one here is like the bunny, bear, cat editions. So I got 2 dupes of the penguin one. Here's the penguin. Super cute. I got 2 of those guys. And then of the bunny bear one, I got the bear. This cute little teddy bear with the yay face. Oops. And it's got a little dumpy butt that we love. And it comes with this like little plastic stand piece, so that you can put them on the table. I'll see if I can. Standing on the table there, and you just like put the little thing in the back. Very cute. Now let's check out our cat thread. This week in the cat thread is a video that made me cackle. It's from Nala Simone, and it's of a cat that is on Delta Airlines and escaped its owner. Take a look.
Y'all, please tell me why I'm on a red-eye flight from Vegas to Atlanta, and as soon as we take off and everybody is locked in, this cat escapes her owner way in the back and strolls down the aisle, goes to first class where she knows she belongs, and posts up under the seats. They've been negotiating and begging this cat to come out, and she is like, I don't know who you think I am, but I'm not sitting back there. So I don't know what all they had to do to get this cat to finally come out, because it was a long time. Look at her big, fat, spoiled ass. Look at the judgment. She judging us like, ill, broke.
I have never resonated with a cat so much. This cat intuitively knew that life was better in first class. This here is a princess that knows exactly where they belong. Goals. I don't even like flying, but I would if every flight had these type of shenanigans going on. Now it's time for the Muse Room. Let's go see what's on the Prince Gary cam from last night. Excuse us for interrupting your bath time, my lord. Okay, we're gonna take a short break and we'll be back. Yeah, I've got this Prince Gary pin that I made.
Oh, very nice.
I am a toy designer by trade.
Are you really?
So, yeah.
Did you go to Otis or one of those design schools?
Yeah, I went to Otis.
Did you really? Oh, that's so cool. I was telling my daughter to
yeah.
check out Otis because she's really artistic.
Yeah, I went for fashion design, but then I ended up in toys. So I made this little Prince Gary pin head.
I love it. And was he with you when you were going to school?
No. I got him when I was in New York. I had gone to school here and then moved to New York, and then I had met my friend's cat. Morange was the inspiration for me wanting to get Prince Gary because he was an older cat. Mm-hmm. And I met Morange and I was like, this is such a cool cat. I want an older cat like Morange. And then I found, I did a whole episode on like the meet cute story of
Yeah.
me and Prince Gary, and I found him, and he was 9 and like had all these like health issues like right off the bat, like all like riddled with like dental issues. I had spent like $3,000 on dental for him,
Oh my
and then
God.
like
Yeah.
he had like crystals, so he's been on like the urinary SO like ever since I
Yeah.
got him. Like it was just like right away, and I think that's kind of maybe a reason why people surrender cats at an older age, because they're just like, oh, pay $3,000 for dental or just give him to a shelter. I'll just give him to a shelter. Like maybe that.
Oh.
I wonder if that seems like the only way you'd let go of a cat so special, because he's amazing.
Yeah.
Like I really don't understand how people wouldn't look at him and be like, this is solid gold.
Yeah, totally. And there's always the middle ground, right? Like I hate it when people are like all or nothing. Like your only option is like this really expensive option, or like let them suffer, right? Like
Yeah.
those aren't fair options to give somebody, right? Like
Yeah.
there's always the option of like pain meds or antibiotics or like other things. But one of the things I'm really happy about being down in LA, like I used to practice up in the country, and like the level of cat care in LA and the level of like compassion that like people have for their cats is so much better. Like, so my practice up in San Luis Obispo County, people would have a lot of barn cats, and they would just like,
Yeah.
they were treated like second class citizens. It was so sad, like they would come in and just get like the bare minimum for the cat, and they'd be like, well, it's just a cat. Like they'd say stuff like that.
Yeah, just a cat? What does
It's
that
just a cat.
mean?
And then they do like all this stuff for their dog, and they'd be like, the cat's good, he's fine. They'd be like, oh, he
Yeah.
needs teeth extracted. Well, we don't do that. He's just a cat or whatever. And then like I think I told you that story about how people would like move and they would leave the cats. Like I'd be
Yeah.
like, oh, well, you're moving, and I'm signing these health certificates for your dogs to move to Germany, right? And I'm like, well,
Right.
what about your cats? And they're like, oh, the cats are staying. They just stay with the house. Like that's where they're
Yeah.
from, and that's what they know. And like it was like an inside joke. Like my wife and I would always be like, let's sell the house and we'll leave Georgie with the house. Like he's one of our cats. And like, yeah, he just stays here because he's from here. He doesn't want
Yeah.
to leave. And
We
like,
don't want to uproot him.
yeah, and like God
He'll
forbid
be
you
fine.
recommend like blood work or a dental. Like they'd be like, well, doc, a bullet's only 22 cents or whatever. They're
Yeah.
like, well, let's not act like we're going to shoot our cat now. Over the
Right.
dental. But I don't know. It's really nice the level of care that's available. But at the same time, I think it's our duty to always like, hey, here's another option if you don't want to like, or you can't afford to do like the big thing. Like here's something else you can do that can be helpful. Because we don't want
Yeah.
to see we don't see like someone lose their cat. We don't want to see a cat like lose a good home either. Like that's not
Yeah.
good. Because like they enrich our lives and then we help them too. It's like it's a two-way street.
Yeah, absolutely. What are you planning to do with your cat your cats? You have 5? Is that 5 cats?
Yeah, we have 5. Yeah, we moved from New England to California. At that point, we had 3, and so we gave them like anxiety medicine / pain medicine as we drove them across the country.
Okay.
And we would drive until the meowing like reached a crescendo, and we'd be like,
Uh-huh.
okay, everyone's had enough, we're stopping.
So those 3 of them you drove with?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was in 2013. This won't be as bad because we'll just go like 3 hours. So,
Okay.
but I
Yeah.
think like certainly when we do it, like usually I recommend moving the cats last, so we do everything else and then do them.
Yeah.
And then when we arrive, put them in like their new space, like just keep it small, like food, water, litter box, keep the door closed. And
Yeah.
then when we do go to bed, like then open up the house and let them explore everything, like while we're asleep, so they can get to know like all the little nooks and crannies and spots.
Yeah.
And then when we wake up and it's back to unpacking and doing stuff, it's like, okay, we're going to put you back in that room again and let you like try and relax. And there's so many like stress conditions they can get from moving that we worry about. So just kind of watch for that.
Yeah, we did the cross-country drive from New York to LA with Prince Gary and did the whole like drugging him, and the whole reason why we drove was because he's an elderly and we didn't trust him on a plane. Like we didn't know what that would do to him. He's never flown
Yeah.
before. So we didn't want to put him through it. He was I think 12 or 13 at the time.
Hmm.
So yeah, we just like stopped every night and had to like give him the medicine every morning. He hated it.
Yeah,
And
he's like drooling, like,
yeah, it was like the whole like foaming at the mouth. It was just like
yeah,
a whole scene. Like it was
yeah.
awful. But like every stop, we'd like put together his litter box in
Hmm.
the car, and he would go. Like he was actually really good. Like
Oh,
he would
nice. Would
just,
he
like
go while the car was driving or no?
not while the car was driving. We would stop and then
Okay.
put it together, put a little bit of litter in the bottom, like let him go, like throw the litter out, and then disassemble it.
Yeah,
Pack it
yeah.
back up.
Nice.
But he did okay. He did better than I thought he would do.
Yeah.
Because he's just such a like anxious dude. Like he'll get like diarrhea just from
Yeah.
stress.
Yeah,
He's
totally. Yeah.
super
Stress is the killer, man.
anxious.
We had one cat that would use the litter box while we were driving in the van again, and she would hop in there and dig in it and go. But that's the exception, not the rule. I had one
Cool.
client, so I used to practice in New England, and they moved from LA to Connecticut, and the cat's name was Mister. And they brought the cat in. He was like 19 or 20. He was very old. He had heart problems and kidney problems, and then I diagnosed him with thyroid problems. So I got to know like the family really well. And they told me that at one point they were like somewhere in the desert, like New Mexico or like maybe Navajo Nation or somewhere like on that portion of the drive. And they couldn't get him to come out from under the bed. So they started like toss the room to get him, loaded up. And when they did, they found all this like fake passports and like guns.
Dang.
And so they called the local sheriff and they came down and they seized all this stuff, and then from the records of the room they caught the like organized crime that was doing this like passport
Wait, where
operation,
did they find the passport? Like under something? Like just
like
under the
in the
bed,
bed,
or?
yeah, so they lifted up the bed and they were keeping everything underneath there, and they'd like rent the room and then go and process all these fake passports and stuff.
Oh, I see. So it
And
was somebody
the
that
cat
like
kind of
would come
broke up
back to the
their
room.
crime ring, and so they took a picture of the cat
Wow.
with like all the passports and all the cash and all the stuff, and they actually made an arrest. And so it was like super funny. Like the owner brought me a little clipping from the local paper and stuff, and like
Wow, that
I was
cat
like,
saved the day.
Mister was badass. Yeah,
Did
he
they
broke up the
honor
crime ring.
the cat? Did they give him the key to the city?
Yeah, yeah, he got a little badge.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah, he was a piece of work. He was really like he's that cat that all the nurses would run because he like might bite you and you draw blood. And he was always good with me. He never drew blood on me, but I was always like he could. Like he's angry enough.
Yeah.
But sometimes those angry cats just live forever. I think he was like 24 when I moved to California, and he was still
Wow.
going.
I love. I don't know if it's normal now, but I feel like I'm hearing a lot more of cats living into their like early to mid 20s
Yeah, it's
lately.
totally doable. I mean, I usually tell people if you have an indoor only cat, I would
Yeah.
expect 17 or 18. Like, I would expect that. You might get into the 20s if they have good genetics or, you
Yeah.
know, they just stay healthy. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm pushing for 20 for Prince Gary. I think we're
Yeah.
gonna make it.
Yeah. It's like as long as he's happy, right? It's kind of like
Yeah.
my father-in-law. He's turning 92 and he's still a pretty happy guy. He still like
Yeah.
enjoys life. And like, that's what I want. I want to, just want to see like, yeah, they're enjoying it.
Yeah. I think as long as we don't move him again, then he'll be
Yeah. He
okay.
doesn't want to
He
go
gets so
anywhere.
panicked
He's
when
done
like he
that.
starts to
Yeah.
see boxes. He gets like start to like freak out and get diarrhea,
Totally.
and I have to
Yeah,
tell him like,
I
we're
have a
not
client.
moving. It's just a lot of like when we had our baby shower, we got all these boxes for gifts, and he was like so freaked out, and I was like, it's just for the baby. It's not.
Yeah.
We're not moving.
And how did you do when the baby arrived?
Oh, so that's funny. We had a home birth, and he was right next to me when she was born.
Oh, wow.
And we were like in the birthing pool, and it's like it was time for like the final push, and I had to like move into the bedroom, and he was just sitting on the bed, and he like looks over like sleeping, just like it's 2 in the morning. He's like, what is happening over here, all this commotion? Just like looks and then like goes back to sleep. And then
Wow.
my daughter's literally born right next to him, and he like
Wow.
doesn't even care, like he's not even like couldn't be bothered, just
And
lays right.
does he like your daughter? Does he go up and like engage with her a little bit?
I mean, he would if she wasn't so. Do you know the cartoon is it Elmira or Elvira? The little kid cartoon where she's like kitty and like just
Yeah.
obsessed with the cat and the cat's like
Yeah.
pushing away. That's
Yeah.
kind of how she is
Because
with
she's
him.
at that age. Yeah.
She's so in love with him. Like it's like seeing Justin Bieber for her
Yeah.
anytime he's in the room, and she screams really loud, so he doesn't like that.
Yeah.
But he like I think in theory he likes her, but he's just kind of like she's a lot. So he'll take her in small doses and he'll tolerate her. He knows if he gets too close, like she's just gonna like
Yeah.
grab at him.
I mean, it changes as the kids change too. Like my son is
Yeah.
15 now, and from when he was about 3 or 4, like he was a cat magnet. They would just all go to his room, sit down,
Yeah.
and he was pretty quiet. He'd pet them and talk to them, and they would all sleep there. And they're still like all drawn to him. Like if he sits down, they all start coming around. So it's interesting how it changes.
So that
I do,
changed when he was about 3 or 4?
yeah, and I do think
Okay.
there's something about certain personalities that cats are kind of drawn to, and you kind of see
Yeah.
that. And then it's interesting too how it's like the female cats kind of like are drawn to the boys, and the boy cats are kind of drawn to the girls, and like we see that in my house. The boy cats love my wife and my daughter, and the girl cats love me and my son. And so like we definitely see that
Interesting.
dynamic.
That's really, why do you think that is? Do you
I don't
know?
know. Like I was thinking about it today, and I was like, not to be weird, but I was like, an awesome study to me would be to like take one of these people who is like, I've been like, should have been born a girl, but I'm a boy, or vice versa, like
Yeah.
one of these like gender twisting stories, and then like see what cats are drawn to them. Like that would be an interesting
That
study to
would be
me.
really
You know what I
interesting.
mean? Because I definitely feel like there's that definite like pheromone type thing that happens with cats.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I don't know. It's like I came home on Friday night, and my cat Kika is just like, she's usually pretty shy. She comes right out over the gate, right up, gets right on my lap. Like, try to come near me, dogs. I will effing kill you. Like I'm sitting with him,
Yeah.
and I'm just scratching her and petting her, and she stayed there for like hours. Just happy. And she wouldn't do that with my wife. She does that with me and my son. So it's just interesting.
That's really interesting. Did you have like a first cat calling where there was one cat that was like the first one you had a really deep connection to?
Yeah, that's still kind of my favorite cat. Her name was Mama Kitty, and she, so at the time, Courtney was my girlfriend. We lived together, and we had a place in Denver, and we decided we wanted to go adopt a cat. So we went to the Humane Society, and she was a calico, and someone had found her on the side of the road. They were driving from Nebraska to Boulder, Colorado for this like college football game, and they found her like on the interstate, like she was going to get hit by a car. So they
Mm-hmm.
picked her up, and then they dropped her off at the Humane Society in Boulder, and we adopted her there. And she was just the best cat. Like everything about her was just like a total connection. And she
Mm-hmm.
loved me, like would always like, I remember like I don't like animals in my bed. Like I like to sleep without animals because like I see animals all day long. And so like when I sleep, I just like want to sleep. But she like would just break into my room no matter what. She would just like find a way
Yeah.
in and then sleep like right up here, like on my neck. Like there's no stopping it. Like you
Yeah.
could we'd set up like 3 boxes, a baby gate, like maybe like a blanket like thing, and then she'd like navigate all of it up and over and just get right on there, and then it's like, okay, just sleep with me, it's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was great, and she lived to be probably, we think she was 22 when she passed, but we don't know for sure. But she lived a really long time. She got to
That's
know
good.
both my kids, but she was just an amazing cat. And she was a calico, and she had like, it looked like a ghost on her side, like 2 eyes in a circle, kind of
Oh,
like
that's cool.
like a scream mask,
Yeah.
The other side made a heart, which was really nice. And then she had like a tail that went orange, black, white, like little chunks, as it went.
Yeah.
But calicos still hold a special place in my heart for that. And like,
Mm.
I don't know if you remember, like a long time ago, they had Dolly the sheep, and this guy in Korea, he wanted to clone like a sheep, right?
Yeah.
And the first time he tried, he did his cat, and his cat was a calico, and he actually made an exact replica, like 100% twin, in a lab, but it didn't look anything like his cat. And that's because on the calico, the color gene is on their X chromosome, which is a sex chromosome. And so since females have two X's, one has to randomly turn off in every single hair follicle, and it's random. And so depending on which one turns off, you get a different color on that particular hair shaft. And so the cat, even though it was a 100% match, like the exact same DNA, didn't look anything like his cat. And so he went on and did the sheep. But I love that because it shows you can't recreate the soul. You can't recreate like that.
Yeah.
You know, like that animal's unique. That animal is like permanently its own special thing that cannot be replicated no matter what, you know?
Yeah, we're not.
And I really like that because there's like a company in Texas that's banking like stem cells for animals. And they're saying like someday they'll have the technology to make your pet again.
Yeah.
And pay all this money to like cryo freeze the DNA, right? But it's not going to be your pet, you know?
It's
like,
not
like,
going to be.
like
It'll be a shell.
Yeah, the soul is gone. And so it's so it's just like a reminder of the blessing of today and the blessing of having that animal that you love today or that person that you love today.
Yeah.
And like, you know, cherishing that today because it's always changing, you know, and like that's the gift that you get today. You know?
Yeah, and that's what I find interesting with people that, like, you know, if they have, like, a corgi or whatever, for example, or, you know, if Prince died and I was like, I need another tuxedo cat. Like, I don't love him because he's a tuxedo cat. I mean, sure, tuxedos, like you said, calicos have a special place in your heart, but I love him because he's a cool dude. Yeah. And, like, he's just a great cat, and, like, if I got another tuxedo cat, like, it would be a completely different cat. It wouldn't be Prince. So
yeah, their little souls move on just like ours do. You know, and I think we're all like interconnected with that same little spark of like whatever it is, you know, but they have it too. And, and I see that like every day when I work.
Yeah. Do you feel like there's like one thing that you would tell cat owners to keep their cat living like long, healthy life?
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the big ones is keeping a good body weight, you know, and I think it's simple, but it really is true. You know, when we see overweight cats, we see a higher risk of like diabetes, asthma, heart disease, orthopedic issues, stress on organs. So I think keeping a good body weight, you don't have to be perfect, you know, but just get in range, you know. I think that's a big one. Keeping them indoors. I mean, outdoor cats don't live that long. You know, they get hit by cars, eaten by coyotes, hauled away by, you know, something else. And that in LA, I mean, most of these cats are indoor cats, but in a lot of places, there's a lot of outdoor cats. And so that's a biggie. And then everything else is really kind of individual dependent, you know, like it's not like there's one food that's better than some other food or, you know, it's like a combination of like genetics, environment, and then like how we help them with food and medication, right?
Yeah.
And so I think finding like a good partner to help you with that, you know, because a good veterinarian is going to look at all those and go, okay, well, what do we need for this particular patient to be healthy, right? Go through that with you.
Do you have like a good cat litter that you recommend? Because everyone that I talk to, they don't like their litter. They want to switch to something better. And like I've tried so many different litters, and I don't know if one exists that is a good litter. Like,
well, I feel like most of the things we want to do are more for us, right? Like we're like, I don't like how messy it is. I don't like how dusty it is. I don't like how it smells. But really, what cats want, I mean, cats want something sandy. You know, they like to dig and they like to bury, and so they want it to be sandy. I think clumping is great. Like clumping helps us recognize pathology. So like if a cat has a big urine clump consistently, that's a sign that, hey, we need to check their health. Something's going on. And so clumping litter is good. And then just lightly scented. It doesn't need to be like, you know, the 90-year-old woman's perfume that you walk by in the grocery store, but just something that keeps the odors down. And then just scoop it twice a day and once a week do a full litter change. Don't use hoods. Cats don't like hoods generally. Don't use robots. Cats don't like the robot. And then it's usually like number of cats plus one for the number of boxes. So if you have one cat, they actually like 2 boxes. And you'll find that they poop in one and they pee in the other one. And if you have like 2 cats, you give them 3 or 4. So like I have 4 indoor only cats right now in 6 boxes, which seems
Okay.
like a lot. But if you give
And
them
so they're
all,
just like the pan, like you have like a pan, or what do
yeah,
you?
I just use like a regular box, like maybe an inch and a half of sandy clumping litter. I just keep it pretty simple, really.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, that's the hardest thing, especially if you live in an apartment or a smaller space, is having
Mm-hmm.
enough room for boxes.
Yeah.
But cats, I mean, if you give them what they want and you do it the way they like it, they're so happy. Like they love that, and that's a big
Okay.
part of their life is their litter box. So I try to
Yeah.
make it like what they want rather than what I want.
That's good advice. I think I've been dealing with an outdoor cat that's using my garden as a litter box.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah,
I don't know if like there's something there. Like the wood chips are like this big.
yeah,
They're not it's not like a sandy like nice. So I don't know
yeah.
I don't know how to stop this cat from doing it. And I
You
put
might try
out
like mothballs work sometimes. So you can put some
okay.
mothballs out there. They stink and the cats hate them.
I put a lot of like citrus, like lemon peel
Hmm.
chunks, like I just chopped it up, rosemary, lavender, and then like lemon peel, like herb. Or the cat used another area today.
Okay, you moved.
Yeah, and I actually
Yeah,
saw the cat yesterday in my neighbor's yard, just sitting there, and it looked right at me. And I think it knew you're the one that
yeah,
disturbed my litter area.
yeah. That's where I pooped, dude. You're making it smell
Yeah,
like herbal tea over there.
yeah, there was some beef there. So I don't know. Maybe it found
Yeah.
a new spot out of spite. I'm not sure.
Well, we hear a lot about those cats that like pee on people's stuff out of spite. We get a lot of those where people are
Yeah.
like, "I got a new boyfriend, and my cat doesn't like the boyfriend, and he goes and he pees all
Yeah.
over his socks every time he's there." And like, I
Yeah.
love that stuff. Like, I'm just like, tell me more. I want to know everything about this.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
tell
like
me
the
about your
hot
boyfriend. Is
goss.
he nice to you? Like, is he a good guy? Like, does the cat know something you don't? Like,
Yeah.
like I want to know it all. I'd
Yeah.
be suspicious if my cat didn't like my boyfriend. I'd be like, I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah, they
You know?
must be onto something.
Yeah, there's a decent chance. It's worth investigating.
So what about being in vet medicine brings you joy?
I mean, I like it every day. Like I like that I get to be of service to people. Like for me, like that's the joy in it, is like showing up every day knowing I can help someone or that I can educate someone or that I can help make an animal's life better. Like it's little things. It doesn't have to be like, oh, I like removed a foreign body or I like removed a tumor. Like those are great things that make you
Yeah.
feel great, but it's the little things that keep you coming back. It's just like the little like I love all the little old ladies. Like I'm
Mm-hmm.
like if you're a little old lady and you got like a cat or a dog and you need help, like that like melts my heart. I'm like I'm in.
Yeah.
Like what do I need to do to help you like provide the best care? So that's the kind of stuff that gets me like coming to work every day. And like yeah,
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of the big wins and the ones that are like really cool cases and stuff, but those come around like periodically. So you don't want to just like be always waiting for that. Like every day is a good day if you find the little joys in it. And I
Yeah.
and it's rare. It's there's some professions where you don't get to find that or you have to really search harder for it. So I feel lucky in that it's right there waiting for me. I just have to have the right attitude to like approach it that way and like see it as a gift and an opportunity rather than like a job duty. You know what I mean?
Right. Is there anything that annoys you about being a vet?
Yeah, I mean, there's always annoying things. I mean, there's always like annoying clients who like, they don't quite understand like what's going on in the hospital. They'll be like, oh, well, I need this done. Like, I have, I had some client a couple weeks. I have to be in Lake Tahoe. I have to leave by 3, and it's like, well, that's all
Yeah.
things you need. I get that, but it's a hospital, and we're doing the best we can to treat your pet. And
Yeah.
but that's just people stuff. I mean, people.
Yeah.
That's why animals are great because they don't let you down with that kind of like BS. Like
Yeah.
people will drive you crazy with it, but mostly like people that come to vet clinics are really good people. Like they love their animals and like
Yeah.
you can find that common ground with them. But when it gets negative, it's usually either like somebody wants a convenience XYZ on this particular patient, or someone spent a lot of money like buying this particular breed with no understanding of what they're really getting themselves into, and then they're
Oh,
frustrated
yeah.
that they have a lot of expense to manage a variety of problems that are pretty common to that breed. So we run into those more people problems.
Yeah, do you have anywhere that people can find you or follow you, or just, I guess, just come say hi?
Yeah, I don't do like Instagram or
Okay.
Facebook or any of those things, So I'm down at Los Feliz. If you want an appointment, come see me. I'll
Yeah.
take care of your pets anytime, and that's where I'm practicing right now. So if you need help, I'm there.
Yeah. Where were you before that? In San
So
Luis?
before I was up in Templeton, California, which is up near
Okay.
Paso Robles and like wine country up in San Luis Obispo.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, welcome to LA. We're happy to have you, and Prince's butt thanks you very much
Yes. Yes.
for the great care.
May his regal hiney be
Yes.
clear when I see him in a couple of days.
Yeah, top tier treatment.
For sure. Well, thanks,
All right.
Krista.
Thank you so much. Well, that wraps up our show for today. Thank you again to our guest, Dr. Ryan, for your amazing gems of wisdom. You can subscribe and stalk us anywhere that podcasts are heard at My Cat Calling. And we'll see you next week. We love you.